I felt that week 4 discussion kind of turned a corner, or maybe more accurately, kind of kicked up a bit, in that we seem to have a lot more original thought, a lot more activity, maybe a lot more application to the real world environment. I don't know. I'd be interested in hearing your thoughts. Do you feel like this week's discussion, perhaps the questions are more interesting? Did they invite a wider range of responses? But I really thought that the discussion this week, and not that the past weeks were poor, but I just thought they just seemed more lively. So I'd be interested in hearing what you guys think about that. Now, the basic topic this week was human resource continuity or risk management. And I think there were two real issues about human resource challenges. One involves human resources in a crisis. And we talked about, Glenn McGee brought up the example of Haiti, what a huge human resource issue there is as a result of a crisis. We had some other examples as well, and that's an important topic. We're going to get more of that in the future. And the other aspect of that was human resource management as a source of a crisis. In other words, the problems that managing human capital, or the risk of that human capital presents to a company. And it had a lot of good thoughts about what are the major human capital risks. In the presentation, it talks about retirements, but our people talked about succession planning, loyalty, and things like that. And what I really liked, or what I took out of it, is that sometimes the predictions of future trends, such as mass layoffs due to the baby boomers retiring and things like that, those can be very, very inaccurate. We saw how the prediction of 2010 being a 10 million worker shortage turned out to be the opposite. It turned out to be 10 million workers unemployed. And I think what we tended to see is that the proper way to manage human resource risk is to think of it at the organizational level. That is, people are talking about succession planning. People are talking about creating company loyalty, about how recruitment is so much easier now, which means it's easier to bring in employees and also easier to lose them. So I think what I took out of this is that it's hard, or at least not very accurate, to use predictions of sort of global changes in the workforce and things like that to manage human capital, or even to guide your human capital risk decisions. What you really should focus on is your own organizational culture, and the ability to produce a culture that will get the most out of your own employees and retain those good employees. Here's another one that I had heard, which I really believe. There's a saying: first-rate people hire first-rate people, second-rate people hire third-rate people. It's called the hiring spiral. And frankly, I think that's true. I've seen it. And Google is specifically designed to prevent the hiring spiral. That is, it's designed to prevent the second and third rate people to get in, so that it's always first rate people, people that feel comfortable working with each other. Because as soon as you get to second rate, then they don't want someone first rate below them that make them look bad, so they bring in someone third rate, and so on and so forth. So Google has actually built their process is built on preventing that from happening. Apparently they're the first company to do that. So anyways, we had a lot of good discussion. Please, if you have any comments about my comments here, please lend them to the rest of us. Thanks.